Hello friends, the topic for today's video is two-tier versus three-tier architecture. This is a theoretical topic, but being a computer science student, we should be aware of it. Okay, so let's understand what is two-tier and three-tier architecture and how these two are different from each other. I have made notes for you guys and you can access these notes from the description box below, which will be helpful to you in your exam preparations. Okay, so let's refer the notes. Okay, we'll see two-tier and three-tier architecture. So let's first understand what is two-tier architecture. Now here two-tier means two layers. So what are these two layers? These two layers are, first is the client layer and second is the database server, which I have demonstrated in this diagram, which you can see. The second point is in client layer there is an interface which is helping to fetch the data from database. Now what does this point mean? There is an API, which is application programming interface, which is present in this client layer. Now what is this API doing? This API is making a connection from database to the client layer, and as the client types the query in the client layer, that query is being processed in this database server. That's why I have written over here query processing. That query is being processed in this database server and the result is being fetched and then passed to the client layer, and we are getting all that results. Okay, then the next point is it has an advantage that the maintenance is very easy because there are limited users on the client side. Now we can understand this point by taking an example that you want to travel from say Vadodara to Pune. So you have to go to the railway station for buying physical ticket of the train. Now you want to know the information about the trains traveling from Vadodara to Pune. Now you will ask about this information to the authorities on the ticket window. Now that authority will send a request to that database and will fetch the data about all the trains which are traveling from Vadodara to Pune and will pass that information to you. So what does this mean? This means that there are limited users on the client side. Okay, who are that users? That users are the authorities who are working in Indian Railways. So this is what this point is saying. It has an advantage that the maintenance is very easy because there are limited users on the client side. Okay, but nowadays we need an architecture which can manage the users in millions. At that time this architecture fails. Okay. The next point is the disadvantage of two-tier architecture is security, because the clients are directly interacting with the database server, which can be a biggest problem. Over here the clients are directly interacting with the database. So if the clients are directly interacting with the database, they can also manipulate the information which is being stored in the database. So this biggest concern is the security. Okay, so for resolving this problem we have the next architecture, which is three-tier architecture. So this is what we have written over here. To solve the problem of security we use three-tier architecture. Now there are three layers in this architecture. Which are they? First is the client layer, second is the business layer, and third is the data layer. This second layer is being added to the three-tier architecture, which is very important. So it is similar to two-tier architecture, but this business layer is being added to it. So in this architecture, it's similar to two-tier architecture. There is an API in this client layer which is making a connection from the data layer to the client layer. But the catch in this architecture is the query which is to be processed is being processed in this business layer. So there is no load on this data server. Okay, and the question of security is also being solved because the clients are not directly interacting with the data server. Okay, so the query is processed in the business layer by which there is no load on the data server. We can also take an example for this, which is if you are trying to book a ticket from Vadodara to Pune, let's say, but from IRCTC, which is the official website of this Indian Railways. So, which uses this three-tier architecture. You don't know where the data is being stored of this all trains. You just simply click the button that search for these trains, and in the back end the query is being processed in the business layer and the data is being fetched from the data server. So this is what a three-tier architecture means. Okay, so this was all for this video. Hope you guys have understood two-tier and three-tier architecture very well. If yes, then please give a thumbs up in the comment section. This motivates me a lot. And share this video with your friends if you find it helpful. So, okay, till then, keep learning, keep exploring. Bye bye.